Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about another brain teaser problem, which is finding the top 4 fastest horses in the town. Okay, so let's say you have a town and there are 81 horses, and I represent horses by capital H, as mentioned here. And we got to find out the top 4 horses, or top 4 fastest horses to be more precise. And there's a racetrack, but it can only host up to 9 horses, as mentioned here. Okay, so we got to find out the answer we're looking for is how many races do we need to hold in order to find out these top 4 horses. So the number of races required to find out the top 4 horses. Okay, so quick hint here. I think if you want to give it a shot at the problem, you can, but as you can see on the screen, there's a few hints which I've written down. First is number of the horses from 1 to 81. This just helps you to keep track of them. And then second is try to group them in sizes of 9, because you have a racetrack which can host up to 9 horses. So try to group them up in 9 groups, and so that in first group you have horse from 1 to 9, and then in second group you have horse number 10 till horse number 18, and so on till group number 9, where you have horse number 73 to 81. Okay, so I would highly encourage you to pause the video now and try to give it a shot from here and try to solve it yourself. All right, so I hope you got to the final answer, and just in case you're not, that's fine as well. We'll try to solve this together. And in case you got to the final answer, I'll encourage you to hang on till the end of the video just to check if your approach was right and you got to the right answer. All right, so we know that we have these 9 horses. We have these 9 groups. So what are we going to do now? First of all, is we're gonna find out the fastest horse in these groups. So because we need to find the top 4 horses, all right, our top 4 fastest horses. So if we have these 9 groups, if we find out the fastest among them, and then we can race them against each other, or we can then come to a narrower set of horses from which we can find out the top 4 horses. Okay, so I hope you understood this strategy. So naturally we have to host 9 races here. So we have 9 races already. Let me just also quickly show a small denotation here. So when I say group GI.RJ, what I basically mean is when we held the race for group number I, there must be a ranking from horses from 1 to 9, right? So if I say rank 4 from group I could just say GI.R4. But when I say GI.RJ, what I mean is from group Ith, the rank Jth horse, right? This is the way to denote it. So for example, if I have to say, let's say group 2, rank 2. That basically means second ranked horse from the race that was conducted for group 2. Right? So yeah, so but naturally, when we held these 9 races, we must have held a race for G2 as well right here, and we must have had a ranking from these horses for these horses. And if I say, hey, find me the rank second from this second group race, then that is how I denote this horse. Okay, now let's now pick up as we discussed, let's just pick up the fastest horses from each of these 9 groups. So they would be basically, say G1.R1 is the fastest horse that came out from the race that was conducted for group 1. Then you have G2R1, again, the fastest horse for group 2. Similarly, G3R1 all the way till G9R1. Okay, so these are again 9 horses we have here. These are 9 horses, but these are fastest horses from each of these groups. Okay, so as we discussed, this was step 1 of the strategy. Now we are on to step 2. We're going to take these fastest horses and make them race against each other. Okay, so let's say we conducted one more race, and let's say the outcome was, let's say you have, I'm just throwing some number. Let's say it was G4 group 4 rank 1 was the first horse, and then G5 rank 1 was the second horse, and then G1.R1 was the third ranked horse. And if we need 4, so I'll also take one more. Let's say G3.R1. Let's say this number came up. And if you say, hey, why are we picking these numbers? Well, you could change the numbers, but that's okay. Answer won't change. So now we already have 9 races here, and then one more. So we already have 10 races, just to keep a count. What can we infer here? Can we say the fastest horse is G4R1? Can we say that? And can we say the second rank horse can we say it's G5R1? Can we say third rank is G1R1? And can we also say fourth rank is G3R1? Can we say that? That's a bigger question here. So pause the video and think about it. So I hope you gave it a thought. So if you see, what we have done is we've taken these 9 groups, we've found the fastest horse from these 9 races, and then we made them race against each other in the 10th race. So naturally, the horse that come on the top is the fastest, because we took the fastest horse from each of these groups, and then we know who's the fastest amongst all. So this is correct. But what about these? The answer is no. There actually can be faster horses that we ignored because of the simple fact that the first level of races that were held were in these groups. In particular, these certain horses which can be faster, which could be rank 2 or rank 3 or rank 4 as well, could be as follows. So think about this. We know that G4.R1 is the fastest. That's confirmed, right? So, but we also know that that tells us that in group 4, the horses could be, really fast, because we had G4.R1, which is the fastest horse. But there could be horses like G4R2, which is the second ranked horse in the race that were held for group 4, and it could be G4R3, which could be the third ranked horse, or it could be G4R4. So it could be that all those top ranked horses, top 4 fastest horses in the town, could by chance be grouped in group 4, and because of this grouping in the 9 races that we held here, it is possible that they just got stuck in this group 4 here, and naturally only one could be, could be selected because of the way we structured the 9 races first. So G4.R1 came out, and he was present here in the 10th race that we conducted, but the others were missed out. So we need to, go back and check on them to see if they were really faster horses in group 4 as compared to, say, G5R1, what we have here in G1R1 and G3R1. Okay, it is possible, and therefore we are basically introducing the second rank horse, the third rank horse, or the fourth rank horse from group 4, because it's possible that after rank 1, all the 3 were also present there, and they were missed out. Okay, now similarly for second rank, right? Now similarly for this one, if I have to highlight, in G5R1, now we already know G5R1 is the second fastest in the 10th race, so it cannot be rank 1 for sure. It is possible it is second, but it's also possible that the third rank and the fourth rank horse was also in group 5 by similar logic, and it was just missed out again, because only one horse could be brought forward in the 10th race from the group number 5. So we'll also introduce G5.R2 horse, G5.R3 horse, because again, G5.R1 at max can be second rank, and that's possible in case, let's say, all these horses are not so good, and the other horses which we're going to also talk about is not so good. But if it actually was group 5 R1 was second rank, then it is also possible that G5R2 and G5R3 is actually third and fourth, and G1R1 and G3R1 may not be actually third and fourth amongst all these 81 horses. Okay, so now can you guess for third rank, can we make a similar logic? Now for G1R1, it actually got third rank in the 10th race, but it's possible that if it is actually true that it's the third rank fastest horse in amongst 81 horses, then it's also true that G1.R2 could be the fourth fastest horse, and it was again missed out because of the structure of the races we held. Okay, so far we have 6 extra horses. Okay, now we know that rank first is confirmed. We can exclude this person. We don't have to make them race again. But these people, their rank is still yet contested. Okay, so and their contestors are right here. So therefore, we need to make sure that we also bring them back in the 11th race that we're going to conduct, and therefore I introduce them back: R1, G1R1, and G3R1. Okay, so just to confirm, from group 4 we got 3 horses. From group 2 we got so from group 5 we had 1, 2, and 3 horses, and from group number 1 we had 2 horses, and from group 3 we just had 1 horse. Okay, so how many horses do we have? We have in total 9 horses, and we can make them race together. So in the 11th race we make them race together. Okay, so now let's say the final rankings were something like this. So G5R1 was at the top, then we had G5R2, and let's say then we had G1R1. So what that tells us is actually, let's say if that came out to be true, what that tells us is the second rank G5R1, earlier this was second rank, you can see here, but actually turned out to be the fastest horse amongst all of them. And it's okay because the G4R1, which was our fastest horse earlier, is not present in this race. So it is true that it's actually the second fastest horse. So we can conclude this, the second fastest horse is actually G5R1. Now third fastest is again also very much clear. It is G5R2. And the reason is, you may ask, why not G1R1? Well, because it was in the race and it has come on the third rank here. So it's not the third fastest, it's actually fourth fastest. So fourth fastest horse is G1.R1. So these are basically the final rankings. They decide in the 11th race, the final rankings, they decide second, third, and fourth. And the first is already decided here. So I'm just going to quickly write it back here. The fastest horse is actually G4.R1. So by this structure, what we have done is basically we have shown how if you have 81 horses and you have a racetrack of 9 horses, you can compute the fastest 4 horses using the minimum amount of races, which is 11 races. And if you have a better idea of less number of races, feel free to try it. But I can bet you that it's got to be more or equal to 11 number of races that we require for this kind of a problem. All right, so I hope you got the answer right. And in case that's great, please do, if you enjoyed the video, please do like the video and comment your experience, and also share it amongst your friends. And please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time, and see you next time.